We're back with G. Andres Romero, which is a House District candidate, District 10,
Yes.
right? And you decided to run when again now?
Well, it was about a year ago.
About a year ago.
Yes.
And the campaign is going pretty well now. You're almost in the primaries there.
Oh, definitely. Tend to joke sometimes. I don't know if it's slowing down or heating up, but
But
it's
you're going to a lot of events and stuff. So
Oh,
people are
definitely
getting-
canvassing. Calling constituents, hear what their problems are, and getting my name out there.
And you've been in that area, so a lot of people know you already.
Oh, yes.
They know who you are.
Yes, I
It's
was
not like-
born, raised in the area. I went to all the local public schools, and I still live there in the house that my great-grandfather built for our family.
And that's a huge advantage as far as you running for office. I mean, you running in an area where you grew up. Most people can move to an area and then they have that disadvantage there. They don't know a lot of people, and people have to get to know them.
Oh, right.
So, okay, what would you like to do if you get into the roundhouse? What is your vision for the state, so to speak, as far as, let's take economy. What would you like to see change, or is there any ideas that you may have?
Well, I think primarily I'm a big advocate of raising the minimum wage to a living wage, and here's why. I think that a living wage will instantly give our workers money, spending power, that'll, once they have spending power, they will use it, and they will create demand for local products and local services. So it'll be an instant stimulus for our economy and help our small businesses rather than be a detriment to our small businesses.
So you would like to see the minimum wage increase to a living wage?
Yes.
What would you like to see it increase to?
Well, I think a specific number we would have to work out, but certainly more than, our governor's proposing. She said she would sign legislation that was $8. That's certainly not enough. I would like to see it at least 10.
Yeah, because nobody could live on that.
Right. No, there would definitely be no possible way to live on that with the cost of rent, the rising cost of food prices, energy prices continually go up. Certainly not.
Minimum wage was never meant to be a living wage to begin with. There's some, and I'm not going to a different area there, but there's some nations that don't have minimum wage standards, and they do pretty well. If you take a country like Switzerland, has no minimum wage law there, and they're at $16 an hour on their own. So I don't know if you see that, but you're feeling like you need to just kind of propose something to increase it to a better standard, right?
Yes, and it'll create an instant increase in demand for local products and local goods. That money will start circulating and I think be an instant stimulus to generate more jobs in the local economy.
Correct. It's as far as the economy goes, do you feel like that we're headed in the right direction?
As far as our state, I think...
Do you think we're out of the woods yet?
I don't think we're out of the woods, but we can very much get there. I mean, I think as far as our current policy now, we must not focus so much on trying to incentivize companies from out of state to come. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be great. I mean, like we've had Tesla. Tesla's been...
Elon Musk is looking to come in, yeah.
Right.
But then he's competing. He's putting a competition between Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. And I think Arizona is very heavily trying to pass legislation in favor of. Do you think that's a good idea? You think we should have Elon Musk here, Tesla? Or?
Well, I think that we need to incentivize, but incentivize smartly. We need to ensure that if we try and get these companies here, then we need to ensure that the state is being paid back by setting benchmarks for, okay, well, they're contributing X to the economy, and we need to be certain that they're contributing that X.
Yeah, because this is, they're calling it a gigafactory.
Right.
Speaking of Tesla, huge project, several $1 billion. Texas is trying really hard, and I think they're leaning towards Texas because of the no income tax.
Right.
That always is a deterrent for a lot of the companies looking for a home in New Mexico. They say, well, these guys have income tax, so even though we have beautiful skies, beautiful place, lots of workers, there is that element of looking at income tax. So if Tesla is leaning towards Texas, it's because of that. And then Arizona is simply because they're passing a legislation there where Tesla can sell directly to the public.
Oh, right. And I think that's where we need to support our local economies, fostering our local economies by partnering with the state institutions, the universities, and developing technology from New Mexico. And it's not only that, within the district, in District 10, you have, again, a lot of arable land and water to foster a agricultural-based economy for District 10.
Okay. As far as your district is concerned.
Right, and we need to support cooperatives in order to allow these farmers to distribute their goods to larger markets within the state. I think that's definitely a plus, would be a plus for our local economy to continue to grow.
What are you hearing from the farmers? Is there any specific thing that they're asking you as far as farmers are concerned?
Well, as far as farmers, I feel that they need further support in these cooperatives as far as getting their products to
To the
local
shelves,
markets.
okay.
Right, exactly. And to lower the prices of their products. So there's that, and then it's also another issue that I'm running on is the environment. So ensuring that the water they're getting to irrigate their crops is clean, and that there is enough for them to produce a yield.
They're having water issues. I think we're a state always in a drought there. So I think there is a lot of concern regarding the droughts and all that.
Right.
Farmers always face these drought issues, especially in the Southwest, So I'm sure you'll hear a lot of that. Going back to the economy, I know, do you think we need to do anything specific as far as to draw? Are you for something like that where you draw businesses here, larger scale, like Tesla and other corporations? Like at one time, Colt, gun manufacturers looking for a home. We somehow tend to lose these guys. I don't know,
Right.
because we're unfriendly to them or some of our legislation is not geared towards them. Do you think we should encourage that?
Well, yes, but we need to do it smartly. I mean, again, we need to ensure that anybody that is employed in these positions, that they're well taken care of in terms of their benefit packages and their pay. But we also need to
Get our investment back. You're
Right,
saying. I know
we
you
need-
mentioned that.
Right, yes, we need to keep a close eye as the state, keep a close eye on, okay, well, they guaranteed X number of jobs. Have they fulfilled that? They guaranteed so much in taxes to the state. Have they lived up to their agreement? So, yes, but we must do it smartly.
So we need to have some assurances from them that if we give you a land, because we have a lot of federal
Right.
land here, you could probably give them a huge portion of and naturally, if they came close to, they would have to put it
Right.
next to Albuquerque. I'm talking about Tesla, going back to him. 1,600 jobs.
Right.
It's a lot of jobs.
It definitely
and
is.
I think these are skilled jobs. I don't think you can get into these jobs because they're talking about batteries that are futuristic style of batteries that
Right.
are going into cars. Yeah. What do you think about that company particularly? What do you think about them?
Well, I think the prospect of so many jobs is wonderful for the state of New Mexico, but I would just like to see that we as a state are looking at the other side of the equation, and also the environmental effects or potential effects of having such.
Do you think there's environmental effects as far as Tesla goes?
Well, I certainly don't know, but I would like to see it.
Yeah, because I remember when Intel came here, there was a huge ruckus about, I think it'd be very damaging because people in Rio
Right.
Rancho were saying this could devastate our, water, land, everything else. Here they are, 20-something years later. They're still there. They're a huge part of the economy. Rio Rancho was built totally around
Right.
that, and they aided a lot in that. They owned part of that highway there. Intel, I'm referring
Right.
to. Larger corporations, I think, are desirable to a point, but I see there is a culture there in New Mexico that promotes, not unfriendliness, but we don't promote legislation that is geared towards a lot of these businesses. Do you think that's deliberate? Do you think it is good for New Mexico to have that? Would you try to change that if you were in the position of legislation?
Well, I think New Mexico has a firm small business model, and that's something that I would like to foster, is continue to foster the small businesses that are actually the composition of New Mexico.
Hold that thought for a second. Let me take a break and come back. Okay? We'll take a short break and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.